Groovy.
Alright everyone, and welcome to Spookies, Hunting for History. I am Stephen.
And I'm Becky.
And today we are exploring Scotland's Pyramid, or Prince Albert's Cairn, as it is actually officially known. So yeah, this is us on the beginning of the walk you'll see here. The pyramid is actually located in Aberdeenshire, part of the Balmoral Estate. That's one of the royal family's homes. It stands on top of the hill known as Craig Lorrigan. We found a lot of strange ones on this, so we're very keen for you to leave some comments and share your thoughts too, so please do go ahead. But without further ado, let's jump into it. So this is us arriving at the gate of the walk that takes you up to the pyramid. First thing you'll notice, of course, it's all fenced off. Now we believe part of that's because there's a tree restoration project going on at the moment. There's a few signs about asking to keep the gate closed, so no deer or anything can come and munch up new trees or something like that, I imagine. But yeah, make up your own mind, I guess, throughout this video if it's a tree restoration project or if perhaps they're trying to hide something. Who knows? Just putting that out there. But here is the walk. This is the very start that will take you up, and the first thing you'll notice is there's just rocks and boulders absolutely everywhere, and it is like that all the way up. Actually, there's points where it increases, I would say, in the volume, and you'll see that coming up with a few really interesting let's just say interesting specimens. But yeah, look at that, boulders and rocks absolutely everywhere. I wasn't expecting that. We actually came here as a little visit, just to see the pyramid, didn't we, Becky?
It's funny because we tried to visit here before, but the time before there was actually one of the royals staying at the little estate at the bottom, and so everything was blocked off, police everywhere, so it was really good that we were able to make it up this time. You always seem to catch this pyramid on sort of touristy websites, and so it was really good to finally see it.
So on the way up, we encountered this, our first cairn, and just to put this out there quickly first, a cairn is actually a Gaelic, it's a Gaelic term, basically for a stack of stones or rocks, which is usually like a burial site or a monument or something like that. At least that's how I understand it. Does that sound about right, Becky?
It does, you're right, Stephen. So a lot of the cairns here are to commemorate the marriages of Queen Victoria's children. You'll see in a wee sec, there's a plaque that shows that this one was for the marriage of Princess Beatrice and Prince Henry of Battenberg.
So here is where we first started thinking maybe there's more going on here than meets the eye. When we saw this boulder, had to walk off the beaten path to see this, but to me this looked like two placed on top of each other. Doesn't mean much in itself, but it certainly made me keep my eyes peeled for the rest of the walk up to the top, and the walk is really good. It's worth checking out. So as we continued our ascent, this is one of those interesting rocks we found. I thought it was interesting because I've never seen one like this myself, with two halves like that, looking like two different materials. And here, this gives you a lovely sense of the walk, but also a sense of the incredible amount of stones, rocks, boulders, of which, look, we just picked out one, and look at that, look at the features on it. It looked really remarkable and really unnatural to us anyway. Just another one there, but again, look at the abundance of stones and rocks. It's really, really amazing in the area. And this is where things started to get really interesting, as the hill started a steeper incline. Wait till you see what we noticed there. So look at this as we're approaching. I mean, to us, this looked like some sort of structure completely overgrown with moss and all sorts of foliage. Of course, this one is impressive in itself. To me, again, just looked like a corner. Completely unnatural. I mean, come on. But it's this next one that really blew me away. I mean, look at that. To me, there's no question. There's some sort of structure here. And you know, I checked all old maps, I searched the internet, and I couldn't find anything about structures being on here other than the cairns. So I thought this was pretty exciting stuff. I mean, to me that's unquestionably not natural. Please let me know your thoughts on. You can see it goes right along here, and it really made me question what is underneath all of this moss, this grass. I mean, how long has this been here? Is this natural, or is this, you know, man-made? What do you think? Please do let me know your thoughts. And again, when you look around, there's this stuff everywhere, and it looks like, you know, a structure completely overgrown, and this is underneath the pyramid. So the pyramid is standing on top of all this. And look at these interesting features. I mean, that doesn't go right in, it doesn't, no cave or nothing like that, but it is again a very interesting part. And if you see here, the line continues up in a straight line, almost like it was part of some sort of existing structure going in a direction. This area was littered with things like this, and here is another look at just all the amount of blocks and stuff. I mean, could there be something under this? What do you think? Now this is another of my favourite parts that we saw on this walk. This sharp angle here. It really, again, to me looked like a corner of some sort of structure. But what I found interesting about it was there was another part below it which followed that pattern of that sharp angle, which you'll see in just a moment. Here looks like two blocks on top of each other, and that's just, you know, that's just from my point of view. And you'll see this sort of blob thing on it. I'll get a good look at that later. But here is the view I was talking about. So as you'll see by the arrow, they're in a complete straight line, and I'm convinced that these angles mean that they're part of something. I mean, they really are like blocks when you look at them up close. Yeah, just really, really intriguing stuff going on here. And here's a little better look at that. But you'll also see that blob that I mentioned earlier, similar to the things that we see on the geopolymer stuff. But yeah, again, just more blockwork hidden away, and this stuff is absolutely everywhere around here. I mean, I know I keep saying it, but it really is. I mean, you can really see the scale of it here, just so many and so high. And as I said, the pyramid is on the very top of this hill that we're walking up. So it does makes you think, doesn't it? And as always, it wouldn't be a spookies video without a wee bit of wildlife. And today we've got it's a vast slug. Yeah, I'm afraid it's just a slug today, but he's a pretty cool wee guy. Or gal. Moving on, and this was another interesting thing we found. This was near the top, poking out the ground. And this was solid, it was like rock. Maybe it was just concrete with a pipe in it, I don't know. Here's a better look at it.
Cool.
So we are near the top of the hill now, which means we are very near the pyramid, and you can see it poking through there. So I'm going to shut up for a walk round of the pyramid itself before passing to Becky for some facts about the structure. But don't go anywhere, because there is still some interesting finds to come.
Back again to fill you in with the facts. So, the initials you're seeing here are those of Queen Victoria and her children. This is because the pyramid itself is a memorial cairn to Victoria's husband, Prince Albert. It's said to be commissioned in 1862, following his early death in December 1861. He was only aged 42, unfortunately. So, coming up, you'll see the main inscription on the pyramid, which reads, "To the beloved memory of Albert, the great and good Prince Consort, erected by his broken-hearted widow, Victoria R., 21st August 1862. He, being made perfect in a short time, fulfilled a long time, for his soul pleased the Lord. Therefore hasted he to take him away from among the wicked wisdom of Solomon," chapter 4, verses 13 and 14, which you'll see here.
Zoom in on there. Scotland. Right. And here's a wee snapshot of us both at the pyramid. And some bonus wildlife. Look at that. See? We knew the slug wasn't going to be good enough, so we found a bee for you. I hope you're happy. But yeah, getting back to it. So on the way down, we did actually find some more interesting blocks, interesting rocks, and those sort of things. So yeah, let me show you. First of all, look at all the rocks everywhere, by the way. But first of all is this massive one. I mean, this could be natural, but it's again had that line in the middle, like it was two placed or cast on top of each other. I just found it really intriguing, really cool rock. But this was not the one that fascinated me so much, and I will get to that. There was a bit that was really looked like geopolymer. Look at all these blocks everywhere, eh? Just tons of them. But the next one I wanted to highlight was this one, this really flat looking one with a really nice angle at the end on the right. But it looked like it had some sort of engraving on it too, if you see there sort of on the left, but that's just my opinion. I thought it looked really intriguing. Just another one I wanted to capture. This was the one that I loved. This looked to me like geopolymer. I mean, look at the angles and stuff on it. And if you don't know what geopolymer is, I suggest checking out Paul Cook's channel. He's got tons of stuff on that. But look at that, it goes right along there. I mean, some people might try and say this is a sort of dry dike wall. It's just not. Look how big the blocks are on it. It's incredible. And to me, look how what actually goes up. To me it looks like geopolymer. I mean, look at that. Let us know what you think in the comments. I think it's very intriguing stuff. Just looking at this. And another look there, and you can almost see like another block next to it and under it. And here's a cool, interesting feature just to lead us out. So what do you think? Was this pyramid built on top of an old ancient structure? Is it mocking us? Who knows? Groovy. Before you go though, please check out this wee extra treat. This is actually something we came across on the way to the pyramid, something we drove past and we just had to stop at it. Of course, it's known as the Tower S. So we feel a wee bit guilty actually, because nowadays, I mean, this has actually been turned into a luxurious, this is in their words on their website, a luxurious romantic hideaway, complete with an outdoor hot tub, a double-ended slipper roll top bath, luxurious super king bed, and a panoramic rooftop terrace. I mean, come on, overlooking the pine forest. It's actually quite a historic building. It says here that it was actually built between 1871 and 1873, that's the official story anyway, by Sir William Cunliffe Brooks and a famous architect called George Truitt. They say that this tower was originally built as an imposing entrance to the glen, apparently. But in 1918, it was reimagined as an operational gatehouse by some Lord Glentinner, Thomas Coates. Okay. I mean, you could tell it had a little bit of a modern sprucing up, but we thought it looked cool. So we thought we'd stop by and have a wee poke around. And yeah, it was just a nice wee spot. But the bridge is what I really liked the most. I thought the bridge was fantastic. Looked a wee bit older, maybe more of the original age, but look at the metal here. Some familiar shapes in it if you're looking at your cathedrals and things like that in the country. But yeah, we just thought it looked a really nice wee spot, and we just wanted to include it in the video because it was so nearby the pyramid. So yeah, please do enjoy these final moments. Right.
Yeah.
Nice. Right, let's go. So thank you so much for joining us on our wee adventure. Lots of cool stuff coming up in the country and the city, including lots of cool Edinburgh Tartarian style buildings and yeah, just lots of fascinating stuff. So if you're new here, please subscribe
And leave us a wee like and maybe a wee comment as well.
But thanks again and cheerio.